Hi, this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to use Apache Maven for Java build management. And so Java is the source code, and you will need some sort of build manager to track dependencies and be able to compile intelligently. And in this tutorial, you'll learn number one, how to install Maven. And I will be using Brew on my MacBook Pro version M1, the Apple Silicon. Two, you'll use Maven to create an initial directory scaffold. It is important that you start with this step and then add your Java source code to it rather than starting with your Java source code and then trying to add a scaffold to it. Three, the Maven archetype I'll be using is going to have a built-in Hello World Java source code, but you could easily then adapt this to your own Java source code and packages. Four, we will edit the very important POM file, which is used to add plugins, extensions, as well as retargeting versions of Java. And then finally 5, we'll use Maven to compile, test, and run your Java source code. First, let's check the version of Java that we have. Remember that Java is implemented through OpenJDK, and let's do Java version. And if you do brew list and grep for JDK, you can see that we have OpenJDK in version 17 and 21. Next, for build management, Java source code build management, use Maven, and we can see that Maven version is 3.9.9. and it's also installed through Brew, specifically called Maven instead of MVN. Okay, so next we have a blank directory here, and we want to use Maven to start building our Java source code. And so what happens is Maven has a built-in archetype that allows you to build up a scaffold automatically, so you can use Maven without much effort. Now all you have to do is add your Java source code. So the command is mvm, and we can define some of the custom parameters such as the name of the organization. And over here we have a archetype of quick start, so this will build up the scaffold and we can start populating it right away. The build was successful, and let's just take a look and see what was created. It created a directory with the application name that it had given it, dapp hello. And if we do tree, you can see the directory structure. There's the POM file, which we'll look at later on. That's highly critical in the Maven environment. We have the source, and the source has two main branches, the source code and the test code. Let's go into here and then look at the POM file real fast. So the POM file here defines the project properties and also the dependencies and build management. So if you're going to add new packages, change versions, and so forth, then this is the place to be. So this is critical, and we will visit this later on. Next, we'll look at the source code, which is located, Java source code, which is located in Java main com. And this is the standard temporary file that Maven has built up, and you can see that it's the class called app, and the main is here, and it just says hello world. And next, what we want to do then is we want to build this file, and so we use the mvm command, and we say compile. And you can see that there is a compilation error, and it says that source option 7 no longer support using version 8. So we need to update the POM file to change versions of the source. So if you look for source, it's 1.7 here, and we change that to 8 and do that also for target. And if we recompile again, the build is successful. Now we also have a test in here asserts it true, and it incorporates also JUnit. So we can later on we'll incorporate a program, but let's just say we do test right now and then compile that. The typical use case is that if you want to change your source code, let's say for instance we change it to Maven. We can recompile it. Okay, lastly, Maven also allows you to execute Java code, and that's done through this. And so it's Maven, and then we enter the name of the defined deployment to our application preface with our organization name. And you can see hello in the world. If I change the source code and I have a compile error, say for instance, say foo. When you try to run it, it will. Oh, okay. And you see the error. We changed the error. That's fixed. Okay, so in conclusion, I just shown you how to use Maven to build a scaffold, create your Java source code, compile, and run with it. So in a nutshell, number one, we showed how you can install Maven using the brew install-maven command. Number two, how to use Maven to create the initial project scaffold using env and archetype generate. 3, we edit the Java source code, which is stored in this very specific directory. 4, we show how you can edit the POM file so you can change versions of Java. And 5, how you use Maven to compile and then run the Java source code.